SmackDown 7/18/25, 15 days, now 14 days from SummerSlam. Two-night event at MetLife, only 6 announced matches. 8 more need to be announced if you're going to have a 7-7 lineup, because there ain't no 5-5 for a 2-night mega SummerSlam. It's got to at least be 7-7. You have 2 weeks to throw out 8 more matches. We got a couple more last night, and BC was shocked, legit, at how this show started last night. Not as shocked as the dude that brought his side chick to a Coldplay concert with a giant jumbotron, and then was shocked when he subsequently wound up on the giant jumbotron. Marriage over. That sucks too, man. That absolutely sucks. You don't condone that. I know the dude was cheating, but you feel bad because he doesn't even have a cool story how his marriage went out, right? It's not like he was at a Def Leppard concert and he's like, dude, I was reliving my youth. We were rocking out like I was 18 again. Or you're at Wu-Tang. You were at Wu-Tang and you were partying it up like it was 1998. No, he was at a Coldplay concert. That's how his marriage ended. Come on, bro. That sucks. Nobody condones cheating, but you gotta feel a little bit bad for that dude. Brought his side chick to Coldplay, wound up on the jumbotron. That shit went viral. I wasn't as shocked as that dude and that girl when they wound up on that jumbotron, but I was shocked when I saw that SmackDown started with a storyline. A storyline. I could not believe it. There's Pierce in the parking lot. MFTs are getting out. Solo Sikoa. They were just in an accident, and they're saying it was Jacob Fatu. Kathy Kelly's running over like she's a reporter. Adam, what's going on? I don't know, Kelly. I arrived on the scene when you did. I'm trying to get answers. Kathy, let me talk to the police, please. Imagine that. We're starting with a storyline. We're not starting in the ring with Tessitore like he just woke up from a nap. Welcome, everyone, to SmackDown. We have an incredible show, and here comes some stupid fatal 4-way in the tag team division, because that's all they have. Just throw out all the tag teams every week in one stupid massive schmaz, and we'll have a fatal 4-way with the tag team division, which, by the way, we actually, how funny is that, or not funny, we actually did get that later in the show. But we're not starting with that or we didn't start with everybody showing up with their little coffees and their smiles and their luggage. Hey, they're showing up to work. What a concept. No, we started with a story, man. A whodunit. Was it really Jacob Fatu? Or is Solo just setting him up? Hey, man, Adam Pearce will get to the bottom of it. The police are all there. Bootleg police, if I ever seen them. Bunch of indie wrestlers. Not even uniforms. They just put some button downs and they threw a badge on them. But hey, it's a little bit of effort and I'll take it. Storyline, and you keep going back to it. That's what I love, man. That's what a pro wrestling show should be. You start with a big story at the jump of the show, and throughout the show, you keep going back to it. At the end of the show should be a big climax to that story that catapults you to the next week, and then eventually to the PLE, the pay-per-view, where you actually want to whip out the wallet, pay money to see this feud come to an ultimate culmination. Wrestler A and Wrestler B, you have to see them fight. Not even just wrestle, you have to see them fight. It's a story. And when it was all said and done, you get the little plot twist during the show. No, here comes the police car back a few segments later. Jacob Fatu was not the guy. It's Solo they're looking for now. Solo's gonna get cuffed. And then we get a cage match, but it makes sense. Why are we getting a cage match? For once, it's just not thrown out there. A rematch, and we're gonna put you in a cage. Makes no sense. Why? This has purpose. It's a cage representing the cell that Solo just tried to put Jacob in, but it ended up being Solo. Made sense when Pierce announced it. That was at the top of hour 2. We'll go over it. But it all stems from an actual storyline. A storyline is not just having a bunch of matches together over the course of several months and then calling it long-term storytelling. No, that's long-term redundancy. That's just rematches. A storyline is not some promos and some brawls, and now you're at the PLE and we're like, what a story this has been. Did you hear them talk to each other for a few weeks and then brawl? This was a story. What a concept. We'll talk about it throughout the show because, like I said, they did go back to it several times, but that's how the show started. Pierce in the parking lot. There was an accident. Jacob Fatu runs into the MFTs as they were getting out of their vehicle. Was it Jacob Fatu? A whodunit? Hey, we got a story! BC legit shocked. Now, the first matchup of the night would be Charlie Flair versus one half of the tag team champions, Raquel Rodriguez. But to set this up backstage, Charlie Flair is telling Alexa Bliss they have a title match, a tag title match at SummerSlam. Charlie Flair looks at Alexa and says, I was able to get us a title match. Of course you were. You're Charlie Flair. Expecto Petroleum, some Harry Potter shit. Some 11 Stranger Things powers. Blink three times, tap the heels. You got some genie shit. You got your 3 wishes. Title match, title match, title match. And when you run out of wishes, don't worry. Here comes the next genie. Tap, tap, tap. Blink, blink, blink. 3 more wishes. Of course she got a title match. Doesn't matter if BC, at least she's out of the world title picture now, BC. See, they are gonna take her out of that. Kind of cool it down a little bit so it doesn't look like she's forced. They've tried this many times over the last 10 years. Many times. I think this is the first time they took her out of the world title picture because the backlash was so huge from the fans. This isn't the first time. It isn't the 20th time. But where's this title match coming from? How do you all of a sudden have a title match? I told you from the jump. Number 1, this was for the rub. Alexa Bliss got the giant ovation at Royal Rumble when she returns. That's what the company wanted for Charlotte Flair when she returned at the Rumble and won the Rumble. Charlotte won the Rumble. Alexa got the biggest applause. The company can't stand that. They told Alexa, sit out WrestleMania. Sit out. Charlie's gonna get the big match. When Alexa came back, Alexa still got the bigger ovation. They can't stand that. So what did they do, Charlie? You're gonna tag up with Alexa so you can get some of that love, because they love Alexa. They ain't gonna boo Alexa. So they're gonna that's gonna rub out, that's gonna go to you. That is gonna transfer. And these audience these days, they'll do it. They're showing up just to cheer for anything and sing and dance and yeet. Say everything is awesome. 10 times a match, they want to remind you how awesome the match is. 60 seconds into the match, they threw some punches and kicks. Settle down, little Timmy and Jimmy. It's not that awesome. So these crowds would be like, whoa, man, Charlotte's rejuvenated. This is more of Ashley now. No, it's Charlotte tagging up with Alexa. Did you guys see when the match was done? Let's talk about it. In a minute, I just want to go over my 2 points. For number 1, I told you this was about the rub. They just want to steal Alexa's thunder. And I'll prove that in the match that we're about to talk about in 1 minute. But number 2, what I told you, is they are going to start chucking SummerSlam matches at us left and right because they didn't plan properly. There's too many events. Night of Champions, Money in the Bank, Saturday Night's Main Event, Evolution. After SummerSlam 3 weeks later, you have Clash in Paris. Too many events, they didn't plan for it, so it's WrestleMania all over again. Where in the final 2 weeks, they're just chucking one match after the other. So out of nowhere, you have a title match with Alexa and Charlie versus your tag team champions, Raquel and Roxanne. How is that even? But they didn't win any tag matches. They've had one match that I'm aware of as a tag team, and they lost it at Evolution. They lost that match. The Fatal 4, that was it. It was 2 random singles competitors together for a tag team opportunity for the title, and they lost. So their reward is you get another automatic tag title match at the second biggest event of the year, SummerSlam. How does that make sense? Because it's Charlie Flair, you cannot question it. Because Charlie always gets automatic title matches. Like nothing. Just walks up to Alexa, got us a title match at SummerSlam. Does anybody want to ask how that's even possible? How is that in the realm of possibility? You never won. You're not even a tag team. You were thrown together for a tag title match. Somehow they got into a tag title match at Evolution. And they lost. And then they get rewarded. They get a straight up 2-on-2. So you were better off losing that. I don't even understand any of this. They didn't want to make it make sense. And when it was all said and done, the match itself, Charles defeats tag team champion Raquel Rodriguez via fruit roll-up. Think about that, please. Your tag team champion, the actual champion, is rolled up by Charles Flair. Way to make your champion look like a dork. It's as stupid as taking your side chick to a concert with a giant jumbotron. That decision is okay, maybe that's even more stupid than this. But this is still pretty stupid. Your tag team champion looking up at the lights via a roll-up. And then they had Charles Flair's hand raised up. Referee on the left side, Alexa on the right side. Charlie, the focal point, the winner, the head of the team. The real star of it all, right? Alexa, you have that image of Alexa hoisting up Charles's hand in victory. Charles is not even acknowledging the ref or Alexa. She's got her head in the clouds because she's the superstar. And Alexa's kind of looking at Charlotte like, yeah, here's the star. I'm the side chick. I'm the side chick on the jumbotron. That's what Alexa's thinking. Or she should be, because you are. You had all the momentum. You should be in the top spots. You should be going for singles gold. They're tying you with Charlie to get cheers. And I can't even say that it's not working because the crowd was buying into it this week. So WWE might get their way and Charlie gets the rub. Charlie gets a tag title. Charlie eventually goes on her own and she's back into the singles title picture. And Alexa will be back in catering. You know how we know this? This history repeats itself, and that's what they did with Asuka. That's right, I bring it up all the time on this channel. They've already done this experiment. Asuka was getting all these cheers organically. WWE couldn't stand it because for 10 years they were trying to get that for Charlie. So they took Charlie and they said, we're going to have you tag with Asuka, who was the current Raw Women's Champion at the time. And because of that, Asuka had to hold her hand, make sure Charlie was the star. And when she got a little bit more cheers, tag team over, Asuka has the title ripped away, and not long after, Charlotte Flair is hoisting up the singles world gold. Asuka was back in catering. We've played this game. This is all for Charlie. You would not take somebody who nobody cares about after their 12th hiatus, wins the Rumble, and we still don't care about her after 10 years, and stick her with one of the hottest acts who's been gone for the longest time, comes back, and everybody is organically like, yes, Alexa's back, let's see what she's got. No, let's tag her up with Charlie so Charlie can get the rub. We'll have Alexa hoist up Charlotte's hand so everybody that loves Alexa can go, look, that's the real star, Charlie. Look at that image, bro. With all the momentum that Alexa had when she came back and you leave her off of WrestleMania, sound familiar? They did this to LA Knight. And so many others. They don't like when you're organically over. They don't like if you're not part of the plan. They're going to manufacture it. When Helmsley says he's the one that told Jey Uso to start yeeting because he saw him do something funky in the corner, he said, do that more. And he gave him all the TV time. He said, we're going to stick with that 10, 15 minutes. I'm going to get this over. And he told Jey Uso, I'm going to put the entire rocket on you. I'm not going to give LA Knight the time of day or any of them. No, I'm going to put it all on you. And what did it do? Kids have dragged their parents and they yeeted. The ratings went backwards. Merchandise went backwards. And you ripped the title off of them in 2 months because you saw the numbers. That's the truth. Helmsley saw the numbers, and it didn't translate to the kids that were yeeting in the audience. That's the truth. It failed. So here we go again with Charlie having her hand raised by Alexa Bliss. Should be swapped. Charlotte should be hoisting up the hand of Alexa. You think Alexa's gonna win the tag titles at SummerSlam because they're really boosting Alexa? No. This is all for Charlotte. And if you don't know, now you know. Next up, Damian Priest defeats Mello via DQ after Aleister Black attacks. Black takes out Damian Priest. I don't mind this. The problem is, I just don't like the run-ins and the boring aspect of it. It's Damian and it's Alistair. I mean, if you think of those characters and what you could do, you guys know where I'm going with this. You could have a badass story and even a couple month worth, bare minimum, of a feud. Couple of PLEs. So up the game. Let's have a real story between these two. Let's get creative. Let's take it out of the ring. This is Alistair and Damian, man. This is the time for them. This is the mid-card because Hunter Hearst Helmsley botched Damian as well. Tried to catapult Damian to the world title when it should have been, whoa, remember? It was LA Knight. But instead, Damian got the briefcase a couple years ago. Damian went for the world title. Damian won the world title. Numbers went backwards. Nobody cared. Shows were not selling out. And they had to take the title from Damian. And now Damian's back in the mid-card for a reason. That's where he should have been built first. Then if it worked, then you take him to the world title. But again, Helmsley doesn't take what is right there sitting in his lap unless he did not manufacture it. His ego cannot take him to that destination. So now, I like where Damian's at. Build yourself in that mid-card. And one of these dudes is going to come out shining more than the other. Absolutely, let that happen, because the other one will be better off as well. But give them a proper feud, a good story. Hour 1 then ends and Hour 2 begins with Solo Sikoa and his MFTs. Does anybody even know what that is, by the way? I feel like last week they came out with some shirts that said MFTs. Solo saying these are my MFTs. And I'm thinking, what the hell does that mean? Did they say it and it just went over my dome piece? But I'll call them MFTs because guess what? At least this group has a name. To this day, Seth Rollins' goof troop still doesn't have a name. So we'll just call them the dumbasses. Now, as Solo and his group is in that ring for an in-ring promo, a cop car pulls up backstage. The cops let Fatu out from the back. They apologize to Fatu, and they say you're free to go about your business, informing him that he is not the person of interest no longer. Fatu hits the ring with medium-sized Jim, and they take out the MFTs. Pierce then hits the top of the ramp. And Pierce says, Solo, let's see how you like it. And he informs Solo that he's going to defend that U.S. title against Jacob Fatu in a steel cage. Do you guys see what I'm talking about when a story is told correctly so something actually makes sense? Why are they having a cage match? Not just because it's a rematch and they have to up the ante. It's because Solo was having Jacob Fatu in that cell, and he was for an hour. Or maybe 20 minutes. Storyline-wise. And then it's Solo who's going into that jail cell because right after Pierce announced that cage match, the cops come out and they arrest Solo Sikoa. So they're both doing a little bit of time and now they're both going to have to do that time in that cage match at SummerSlam. Makes sense. Now I know why there's a cage match, man. I was hoping Pierce was going to say a loser goes to jail match. That's what they did back at SummerSlam. I think it was 92. Maybe 1992, it was the Mountie versus one of my favorites, the Big Boss Man. And whoever loses gets dragged to jail. Actual jail, not like the arena jail. And so Boss Man beat Mountie, and for the rest of the SummerSlam, you were following his journey to jail, and Mountie's screaming and crying, and he wants to get out. It was fun. It was an actual entertaining show and an entertaining aspect to an already entertaining SummerSlam. But I thought we were going to have a loser goes to jail match first in decades. But I'll take the cage match because at least it actually makes sense. It's amazing what you can pull off when you actually tell a story. Next up was Stephanie Vaquer defeating Elba Fire via SVB. For those wondering, that is the Steph V Bomb. And that is the SVB pinfall. And Elba Fire, thanks for coming. You do not win any consolation prizes. This matchup was less than 5 minutes in length. It was clear this is just to keep bumping up Steffi V, and I'm here for it. Hate to see it's at the expense of Elba Fire. These are where jobber matches really come into play, and I wish they were still a thing. If you're going to have a match that's only a couple of minutes, and you're going to have somebody basically get squashed, and the sole purpose is just to make wrestler A look good, that's where I really think that jobber matches are more beneficial. You're not going to lose any more viewers than you already did. So the only thing you're going to do is protect your fellow superstars. People like Alba Fire, protect them a little bit more. In fact, you might get more viewers. People may care more because with a jobber, Steffi V can really throw out her arsenal and really whoop that ass. And people love to see a good ass whooping, man. They'll put down the remote for that. And then it was time for you know you're going to get it every week, the multi-man schmaz from the tag team division. This was a fatal four-way tag match. DIY, Motor City, Fraxium, Andrade, and Phoenix. Fatal four-way to get to a match with the Wyatts for the titles, which I presume to be at SummerSlam. Could you imagine that, if that is the case? I don't have confirmation on that, but I'm thinking it's for SummerSlam. Could you imagine the tag titles are going to be on a pay-per-view? No way! Mark that as the second time BC is shocked on this show. Of course, watch this just be for like the SmackDown next week before SummerSlam. Even though they can't fill out the card yet for SummerSlam, but they'll throw these because they don't care about the division, not just the titles. They don't care about the division. The titles will go from DIY to Street Profits, back to DIY, to the Wyatts, or whatever order they want to go to. Profits to Wyatts, they don't care because there's no division, and that's why every week you see the whole division in the same segments together. No stories, no care. So this week, that's why you got another fatal four. 8 dudes in there just flying all around. Full amplified honesty as always with you guys. I had no interest, desire, or intention on watching this match. Watching 8 guys do synchronized gymnastics is boring and stupid. I promptly went outside and threw myself into traffic. One of those, literally right between a Prius and one of those retarded moped scooters. Went back just in time to catch Andrade and Phoenix, I believe, collecting a W. I don't even care. Into the main event, contract signing. Cody Rhodes, Jonathan Cena. Cena informs Cody he will be unable to attend his SummerSlam match due to filming obligations. Oh, the ultimate FU to the business and to Cody and to the fans. You guys are second fiddle. I'm a big celebrity. I have a movie basically with The Rock, right? I have a movie that takes precedent. Sorry, Cody. Sorry, fans. Thanks for understanding. I'm a hot shot. You guys know that. Cody basically says, yeah, no. Drops Cena, puts him through a table, and forces his signing. Takes his hand and signs that contract. And I gotta say, non-smiling Cody is best for business. Serious Cody is best for business. That was really good to see Cody Rhodes that amplified. You forget how good Cody can be if he just, stop with the 5-piece suits and the smiling. And that doesn't mean turning him heel, by the way. So many of you guys are just waiting and yearning for Cody Rhodes to turn heel. I don't know what that's supposed to do. The crowd reaction this guy gets is still immaculate, and I'm not just talking about for the entrance like so many wrestlers. Through the match, after the match, the lines waiting to get autographs. Cody Rhodes, the merchandise numbers. Cody Rhodes is a top babyface. There's no reason under the sun to turn this dude heel right now. They can't even book the heels they do have properly. That should be diabolical. People like Gunther. They absolutely have a heel problem, but turning Cody is stupid. The hell you doing with a heel Cody Rhodes? That is just so dumb. And I think it's the fact that it's those fans that are just bored of Cody or just don't like Cody, so they're just like, heel. That's the answer for everything, and especially with Hunter Hearst Helmsley, everybody is just more free to say that. Turn, everybody. If something isn't working, they just say turn him face, turn him heel. That's not always the solution. Somebody like Roman Reigns that's been forced for 5 years and it's not working, yeah, you gotta turn him. Somebody like Cody where it's absolutely working, the booking isn't backing him up. Absolutely, the booking is not backing him up, but that doesn't mean you turn everybody heel or face because the booking isn't good. If that's the case, every Monday and every Friday, the entire roster would be turning over. But serious Cody, As a face, serious Cody is best for business. I said that about Cena when he was face, and he would go serious and stop those funny promos and the comedy promos. When he was serious Cena, man, there was nothing like it. Matt Riddle. I know they're known for comedy, but man, when they turn it the other way, or they're known for their smiles, but when they turn the heat up, it's good. It's good business. Best for business. So I didn't mind this contract signing. Cena tried to get out in a very heelish way. I'm a celebrity. I'm a big shot. I don't have time for SummerSlam. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Cody's like, absolutely not. I'm whooping your ass. You're signing this contract. I'm taking your title at SummerSlam. That is your SmackDown 7/18/25 review. Amplified status. Shocked that we had a story. A progression through the night with some twists and some turns in that story, and it led to a cage match that actually makes sense, and that's a rematch. So for me to be fine with it, it's because they showed a little bit of care, a little bit of effort. I'm not saying it's the greatest story we've ever seen, the most effort that's ever been put into anything, no, but it's a start. More of that. You're a television show, a professional wrestling television show. Act like it. You cannot possibly produce just 2 hours of the same shit, match after match after match, couple of promos, a bunch of brawls, and then have a show called Unreal where you expose all of it. Which is it? You're going to try to act like you're a real sport, but then tell the world how phony you are. Just be what you are, a wrestling television show, and entertain us. Storylines we give a shit about with characters that are larger than life. Bring those aspects back. And maybe this business can turn around and numbers will go the other way. Upwards, not downwards. BC coming at you with the Amplified review. Until next time, and there will be that next time. The unit, check you. Salud.